I'm very interested in whatever email that you got from me because I wonder, I'm supposed to have about 3 or 4 other people and they're not in as well. I haven't, you're the only person I got an email from, but I want to make sure my system is working correctly. So, did you get an email reminder that, hey, we're going to have town hall tonight, that kind of thing?
Yeah, but there was no message. Well, I don't know. I take that back. I went to Scotty Sells just, in my search because I may have deleted it, but
Oh,
I didn't see any. I think I had Applebite as the
yeah,
password.
yeah.
Okay, so, but when I went to go to meeting, um, I I didn't have the ID, so I put. Let's see, what did I do? Anyway, the little icon, somehow the icon came up, the little sun, I mean, the little flower looking thing came up, and I pushed on that, and it kept asking me for my email and password. So I
Yeah.
put what I thought was my regular password, and it kept bumping it back. So then I put in my email and Applebite, and it bumped it back. And
Yeah.
so then I got flustered because the minutes were up and you were on, and I thought, how am I going to get to this man? So I just went back to your page and emailed you, and
Yeah.
fortunately, you responded to me.
Yeah, well, I think I need to make this a little bit smoother. I'm working. I appreciate your input and your feedback to make it smoother for me, because I want to make this something that's like a one-click experience. And for some reason, normally it is. What I'm really curious about is you should have gotten when you first scheduled town hall, let's say last week. As soon as you did it, you would have gotten an email saying, "Hey, make sure that you're scheduled now for the town hall meeting." And then yesterday, or maybe 24 hours, 12 hours before, it sends you another email. Do you remember getting those emails?
Well, I'm going to look on my phone and see if I can reconstruct it. I'll go to the trash and see if I deleted it because it's not on there now. If
I'm
you'll bear with me just a
All right,
minute.
and I'm going to jump over if it's okay to take a look at your screen as well. So you're going to see a message that you've been made the presenter and to give control of the keyboard and mouse to me.
Okay.
So just hit OK when you're ready on that.
And it says not yet, but I've already given you control. It said you may please close all confidential as you're ready.
Yeah, hide the
No, so-
secret recipe
I'll
to
just put it
the
on my
Colonel's
screen.
chicken.
Okay, all right, you're all set. Yesterday, you're all set. You're confirmed. Ah, it says use the following link to join in, and it does say global go meeting and then .com j blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
which is a lot for me to remember, but I should have gone back to it.
And what if you would do me one more big favor here, and I'll get to the questions that you have in just a second. I appreciate it. Let's see. Would you do a search here on your email that you've got pulled up on your computer right now? Um, there is a button that says "Give control of the keyboard and mouse to me," and you might not have selected that yet. I don't think I've got it.
I'm giving you everything that's on the screen. You
Okay.
better come
All right, well
in.
that's fine then. So I would like you to come up here to the search, which is in the top right hand area. Click search and type in town
Up in the
hall.
right hand is a screen sharing thing. It says show main screen. Do you
Uh,
want me
yeah,
there?
that's fine. We can leave that alone. There's a go to meeting control panel on the right hand side of your screen, and you have 3 buttons at the top left hand corner of that. If you hit
Whoops,
the
I lost your picture. What happened?
That's because we're looking at your screen right now, and that's okay. But the Go to Meeting control panel is on the right hand side, and at the top of that, there are 3 buttons on that Go to Meeting control panel: red, blue, I mean, sorry, red, green, and yellow. If you hit the yellow button, it will push that into your dock, and you won't have to have it covered up.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. No, I don't have any of that. I've got your, let me get out of, I guess I should get out of the messages when where I
No,
went to,
no, that's fine where it is right now. On the right hand side, there should be a long rectangular window that at the very top it says Go to Meeting Control Panel.
control panel. I got that, but I
Okay.
don't see, okay, go
Now,
ahead.
if you hover your mouse over the 3 buttons at the top of that, they'll turn
Yeah.
red, yellow, and green.
Right, right.
Hit the yellow button and it will minimize that window and put it into the dock. There we
Okay,
go. That's
there you
it.
go.
And see, I
Okay.
can't see that window, and now you can see everything that I'm seeing. So now in your email, if you would go to the top right hand area where it says the word search in the
Uh-huh.
email, Yeah, click that and type in town hall. I want to see what email was sent to you, and I just would like to see it there. Okay, great. That's what I wanted to see. Go and
But see, there it doesn't say anything about town hall to me.
yeah,
It doesn't say about my recent one that you just gave me.
yeah. I'm wondering where.
These were old.
Yeah, these are all old.
Now I
Let
can
me.
go to my trash and I found it.
Oh, it was trash. Well, go look in your trash then. I wonder if it got moved in as junk. So you might want to do another search,
Wait a minute. Let me just, it won't move. Wait, let's see. Let me go
and
up.
I want to
Oh,
check
let me go
that
up to the
email
top.
spelling as well myself.
Well, it's taking me forever to get to the top. Let me get here.
You're like my beta tester. You're helping me test this out.
That's good. That's fine. No, I don't see it. I mean, you would have sent it. This is 8/21. What is today?
The 24th?
Yeah,
24th?
see, it's not in here. Now let me try. Let me try my spam because it said for me to go to spam to look for a password, and there was no password in my spam because I said, "What's my new password?" to that go to meeting or to that sunflower thing, and I asked him to send me. I put in my email address and they were supposed to send me a password and they didn't. And so I went back to them and put it in again and they said, "We've already sent it to you. Check your spam." Well, it wasn't in my spam.
Well, I've got just another person just email me right now, so let me send them a quick email to say, um, try going to go to.
And the other thing is my computer is still
Oh,
running real
did we
slow.
get? Did we just have somebody else join in? Yeah, we did. Who is LB that just joined us this evening?
It's me, Scotty. It's Lee.
Oh, okay. Hey, Lee, you have really helped me
Hey.
out by joining in just now. Barbara and I were just talking, and Barbara was having a really difficult time trying to join the meeting. Lee, have you had problems joining in the last
Yes.
5 minutes?
Yes. That's
Really?
why I'm late.
Okay.
I'm so glad to hear it.
Yeah, and I've gotten a couple of other people have just emailed me just now. So I'm wondering, and be patient with me here, Lee. I'm trying to work out why everybody's been having problems just now. Because I've got about 4 or 5 people scheduled, and it took Barbara a while to join in. Did you get an email, Lee, an automated email from me saying, "Hey, click this button to join into Town Hall," that kind of thing?
Yes, it said something about joining or downloading prior to the meeting.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I finally pulled it up. I used the my email address and the password when I registered a couple of days ago. So I plugged all that in, and that didn't seem to work tonight.
Well, I will try to make that a little bit easier to where in the future I'll just say, because I can configure that email to say something along the lines of, thanks for signing up, go to gotomeeting.com and just enter the meeting ID. It's just I'll have to re-edit the meeting ID. But anyway, it's stuff on my end.
It's tagged on to your to the end of go to the meeting, HHP, whatever, and then it's tagged on. The ID kind of gets lost.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
yeah, I do. I'll try to make that more prevalent. But regardless, you guys made it here, and I really appreciate it. I know that some of you have been waiting quite a while to talk with me. This has been the busiest 3 or 4 weeks of my entire life, I think. Definitely of my business life. So I appreciate your patience. Well, Barbara, we're going to pause on all the troubleshooting. Thank you for helping me troubleshoot. I think I know what the issues are and try to smooth it out in the future. Barbara, what is your first issue that you've got?
Well, I feel like my whole computer is going very slow to start up,
Okay.
for starters. Let me just tag into that. My phone and my iPad, we synced everything, And it keeps popping up with this email saying Barbara H. Walker Designs is not doesn't have an email address or something. And I keep trying to do it. Well, that was an issue we had before, and it hadn't gone away. And I don't know if that's slowing things down or clogging stuff. I don't know, but those are two issues.
Okay, so you've got an issue with some email something popping up, and but you also have just a computer speed issue. So let's hit that computer speed issue first.
Okay.
But before I do that, I need to be able to control your screen. So what I'm going to do is go back to my screen, and I'm going to send you a request again. So you're going to see my screen briefly. And
Okay.
once you do, I'm going to resend a request, and I'm going to send you two requests, Barbara. One is going to be able to look at your screen, that you're going to be made the presenter, and the other one is that to give control of the keyboard and mouse. So there are two things that you're going to agree to. So
Okay.
here comes that request now. Let's see. So try to find both of those and hit OK.
Show my screen, right?
Yep.
You want to show my screen?
Yeah, and then there's another one as well that I want you to find, and it's on your screen somewhere. It might be behind a window.
It might be behind you.
Yeah, so maybe move a window around and see if you see that. Do you see it anywhere?
Nope.
Well,
Not anywhere.
all right.
Not there.
Let's see.
Put you in front again. It's not there.
All right, it's usually somewhere around there. And the thing is we can't see it on our side as we look at your screen. I can't see it. And let's see.
Can I cut out of the mailboxes and all that?
Yeah, just minimize that completely.
Oh,
Oh, you
you're
know
just
what?
there.
What's that?
It's just you there. I
Okay.
can go down and get that thing you put down on
Yeah,
the dock.
yeah, hit
Is
that. Yeah, bring that back.
Okay, there it is.
And do you see any message that says give control of keyboard and mouse?
Yes, I do.
Ah, select that.
There you go.
All right, let's see.
Until I say all or organizer. No, just you, Scotty Sales Organizer. Okay,
Yeah.
I gave it.
And I'm still not controlling you yet.
Okay, so it says Scott, give keyboard to Scotty, and it's checked. And then do I go back and what do I do?
Tell you what, uncheck it and check it back again. How about that? I'm sorry we're having difficulty with this.
Does that help?
All right, and it's checked now. Oh, I can control your screen now. All right, that's what I needed. Thank you very
Okay.
much. All right, so now I'm going to go into, I'm going to basically kind of do a little cleanup stuff. So the next 2 minutes is going to be a little boring. So just bear with me on this, and I might have you do some things like scroll for me. I'm not good at scrolling. Oh, and let me have control of your computer now. So I don't want to fight you on this. So you just
Okay.
sit back
Keep
and
my
relax.
hands off of it.
Yeah, that's the nice way of saying it.
No, I don't scroll. I use my fingers.
All right, that's fine. I'm just going to look in some folders here. All right, and let's see if I can make that happen.
Let me tell you one other thing else that might do something with it.
And put your password in while we talk.
We went to Alaska and I started making an album, which I've never done before, and it looks wonderful. And it says something about, oh, you know what? I can't think. And wait a
That's okay.
minute.
Go ahead, you talk.
Okay, wait a minute. And I started this album, and now it says export. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
If you try 3 times, it usually gives you a hint too.
Okay, let me just.
And take your time. I'm going to be here until I've helped everybody, so don't worry about that. And Betsy just joined us. Thanks, Betsy. You're not the only person, Betsy, that had problems. Everybody had problems tonight. Join
Now,
Oh, good.
Yeah.
it says here.
We'll get to everybody, and just so bear with me. I'm sorry
sorry.
that everybody had trouble signing in. Barbara, any ideas?
Well, what password do they want? My
This is
regular
your
Google?
this is your admin password for your computer. It's not an email password. It's not your Apple ID password. This is the password associated to your actual computer. So if someone wants to install something, or like me, someone wants to throw something away, the computer says, "Wait a minute, who are you?"
Oh, I
And
don't know.
your hint is Colorado, so maybe that'll trigger.
No, and I don't know what. Let me think about it. I have no idea. Did I put that in there?
Yes. Well, a human did. So a human being, a computer didn't do it. So when you first set your computer up long ago, and you've used this several times because you're actually up to date with the latest software, and when you did this, it asked you for that password at some point as well. So Any ideas?
Well, let me just see here.
Okay.
Scotty, should I be able to see Barbara's screen?
Yeah. Can anybody else see Barbara's screen right now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So yeah, Lee, maybe you have a window that's closed, or maybe you've minimized your GoToMeeting window. But yeah, we're all looking at Barbara's screen with the mountains, like an Alaska mountains in the
Yeah.
background.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I felt like I was seeing something I wasn't supposed to see.
No, yeah, we're okay on that. And as a matter of fact, before she agreed to look at her to let her screen be shown, there's a
Yeah.
warning that says hide all the confidential windows. So Barbara had to put away the secret recipe to the Colonel's
Okay.
chicken before we started.
Yeah.
I don't think this is it. No, I don't know. I'm sorry.
That's
I don't
okay.
know.
I can do some other things without having to do that, and we can hit that at a different time. So it's not the end of the world that you don't know it, but it's definitely something that we do need. Just try to hit OK with. Just try to make it blank. Sometimes people just make them blank and forget to change the hint. So just hit OK.
Well, so what are you saying?
I'm saying we're going to try nothing. Okay, that didn't work. Give it one more shot, and I'll move on to trying some other things to clean up.
You can move over to somebody else until you get me straight.
Yeah, we can do that if you want to hold off. You had that other question. Let's see, this the cleaning things up, and then the actual iPhone issue that's going on.
Well, Barbara H. Walker Designs at Gmail, it just says they don't recognize the
Okay.
password. It's not there, whatever.
Okay, so
And
let's try to solve that then. So I'm going to cancel on that, and I'm going to take back control again of your computer. And before I do, let me go look at one other thing.
Motto.
Barbara was kind of complaining about the speed of her computer, so I'm looking at the likely suspects of where things are that can possibly slow a person's computer down. And I don't expect people to kind of follow along with what I'm doing here. I'm just entertaining
Tell
my
me what
voice.
this password is to again.
It's your admin password to your computer. A lot of people don't know their admin password, so it's not rare. No, that's all right.
Oh, I feel so stupid.
No, you're not the only person. There's
I
plenty.
don't know my password either, Barbara, so don't feel silly.
See, our world is full of these passwords, and it's so easy to get confused, especially with Apple IDs that are also email addresses, and you know that just gets chaotic. Let me look in one more place here to make sure that this list.
But I can't keep trying, can I? But
Not
you
at
can
the
go to
moment.
somebody
While I'm
else and
controlling, I'm
control.
doing some other things.
Yeah.
All right, that's all fine. All right, and let's look one more second here at how recent.
Could that hanging out there, dangling out there, um, album that I'm trying to do, would that
No.
slow it down?
No.
The photo?
No, here's the dirty, honest truth about your computer. I'm looking at the engine here. I'm looking at this sentence is describing the engine. This whole page here describes kind of what your computer is all about. It tells me that they built it in 2009, which is 6 years old, and it tells me that the engine in it is a Core 2 Duo. Now, the machine that I'm on right now is a Core 2 Duo, and I'm actually on a slower processor than you. But the bare honest truth about this is that every time we update our computers or our phones start to become a little bit slower. So you're going to update again in 2 or 3 more months from now to El Capitan. And that's the newest version of the operating system that hasn't been released yet. You're on Yosemite right now. So El Capitan, which will be 10.11, will be out, and it'll say, hey, update. And we'll all update our computers. And every time we update our computers, we're kind of aging our computers a little bit because our computers are being asked to run very modern software. And our computers don't get any faster. To help people understand this, I usually mention the analogy of computers and phones versus the video game industry. Computers and phones, that industry is built on making money off of selling new hardware. They don't make money off of selling software. As a matter of fact, most of Apple's software is free. The new Photos is free, the operating system's free, Pages is free, Keynote's free, Numbers is free. They're all free. So what they're doing is making software enticing for us to get it, and then our machines get a little bit slower, and so we have to buy new machines. Now, if we never updated anything, our machines would run perfectly fine at the speed that they ship to you at. The problem is you don't get to run all the new stuff. The video game industry works differently than that. When Microsoft builds an Xbox or a PlayStation, it's plateaued for 10 years. Almost 10 years, they don't make any speed increases to those video game machines because they sell you the hardware, they sell you the Xbox or the PlayStation almost at a loss. And then they get the video games and you buy the games. Now that's software. So you buy lots and lots and lots of video games over a 10-year period to run on one piece of hardware. So people that write video games write it for a piece of hardware that's not going to change for 10 years. But people that write apps for a phone or people that write computer software, they write that software or they design that software for the most recent computer. So looking here at your computer, this is a 6-year-old computer. And it's a very old processor, and it's going to run slower every time you put a new operating system on it. So that is probably why you're experiencing slowness. The only other issue, the only other possibility it could be is that the hard drive is dead on it, but I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's it.
And I've been thinking about getting a new computer and giving this one to my grandson who is 12.
Yeah.
Would that just be crazy because he's going to have something slow? I mean, you clean it off, I guess, and then he won't have an up-to-date computer, right?
Right. People also, in the 1990s, we thought, oh, my computer's got so much stuff in it, it's slowing things down. In 2015, 20 years later, that's not the case. Your computer is not normally slow because you have a lot of stuff on it. Your hard drive is large enough and you've got plenty of space on this drive, I'm sure. We'll pull that up here. Yeah, you have 90 gigs available on this drive, so you have plenty of space on that. So cleaning things off or taking all your personal data is not going to speed it up. The fact of the matter is you're running an operating system that was written in 2015 for 2015 machines on a 2009 computer. So, if you look at your phone or if you think about your phone, no one in the world that you know is using the original iPhone. No one in the world that you know is using the second or the third or the fourth iPhone. Everybody's on the iPhone 5 and the iPhone 6, and some poor little souls out there are still on the iPhone 4. But nobody's on the iPhone 3 or the 3G or the 3GS or all that because the current software won't even run on those. That makes a little bit of sense?
Right. So if I go ahead and get a new computer, then what do I do with this one? I mean, would my grandson benefit from it?
Yeah. There's still nothing wrong with this computer as far as day-to-day stuff. It might not be as fast as you'd like it to be, but it's plenty fast. I mean, it's still okay. It's just not gonna burn through the latest version of Photos because Photos is a very graphic-intensive program, and we'll probably touch on that a little bit tonight. But that's definitely something you're going to consider in the near future here. I'm going to pause on you, Barbara, and we're going to move to the next issue, and we'll come back around and make sure everybody's got their questions answered. But Lee,
wait a minute. How do I get that screen back so that I can try to put in a password and find out what's going on with that admin?
So you want to give that a try? Let me see if I can control your screen for a moment, and then I'm going to jump back over to mine, and then we're going to come back around to you in a minute, Barbara, and we'll talk about that password issue. But to test your actual admin password, you see this lock right here? I'm going to click that lock, and you can try away on that. Meanwhile, I'm going to jump back over to my screen. So, Barbara, you do your thing. And Lee, you're up next. What have you got, Lee?
Okay. Scotty, it's this whole family share iCloud issue that we're having. So about a day or two after we signed up our children, I got an email saying that Gray had left our family plan.
Okay.
And he doesn't think he has done anything on his end. So I don't know how to add him back to the family plan. And then, remember, I wanted to see if I could change their birth dates.
Yeah. So I sent you an email on that. Did you go to the Apple ID page and take a look at that by any chance?
Yes, I've looked at several things, but...
Right. You're going to see a request for us to look at your screen and to be made the presenter. And I videotape I'm recording this, but if I get to a point where too much private information is revealed, I'll cut that part out before I ever post this up.
But made the presenter. Okay, so what does that say? Show my screen. I do that.
Yep. So we're going to be able to look at your screen, and so you're going to hide the secret information.
Okay.
The
the
plans
secret
of the Death
recipe.
Star. All right. So I'd like you, and I'm wondering if I can have control of your screen as well.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Have you selected that? I don't see that I have control yet.
Yeah, that was the first question.
Okay. It might be behind a little bit, but that's okay. Why don't you close mail? We don't need mail right now. And open up system preferences. So to fill everybody else in, Lee has a child at school, and the school is requiring them to have their own Apple IDs. And Lee is not the only person in this boat where the school has required an Apple ID for the child individual from the family, or individual from what the parents used to purchase as. So it has been, Lee, it has been a upside down nightmare with a lot of families with this. And you heard me with this before, and I dealt with it probably twice today and every day. So let's go to iCloud. First item, third line. And we're going to see who's in your family here. All right, now see where it says Manage Family. You're going to select that. And I'll block all this out before I post it up. But, all right, so right now there's only Lee and Francis, and that is it. All right? Now, I'm sorry, help me remember the name of son in question?
Gray.
Gray, all right. So Gray is not in this family. We need to go invite Gray to be a member of this family. But before we do, we need to remember what his Apple ID is. And it's the Apple ID that he uses to make purchases. Now, Gray is one at the school, correct?
I'm sorry, say that again. Gray's what?
Gray is at the school.
Right.
Okay, so do you have one of Gray's devices nearby?
Yes.
Okay.
Gray?
Let's get Gray's device. And
Yes.
on Gray's device, if you will go to iCloud settings, that means you're going to go to General, or Settings, Settings, and then scroll down to iCloud. And we're on his phone right now. So the rest of us can't see that right now, which is fine. All right, now you're going to see iTunes and App Store. Do you see iTunes and App Store? Actually, that's where I really want to see.
I'm sorry, Scotty. Hold on. I'm still waiting for him to bring it to me.
Oh, okay. All right. What we're doing right now, Lee, is just verifying that we're all on the same page on what Apple ID he's using. Because, kids sometimes sign out of stuff and we don't even know it, too. So we're just going to check and make sure we're all on the same page. So tell me when you've got that in your hands.
Okay.
You're good?
No, sorry. It's coming. Ray, can you run?
Betsy, I think I've got you on the schedule to see you tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, you're going to come over to do the networking.
Okay.
I bought the Apple Extreme and Express.
Yeah.
And my husband's going to be here to meet you, and then I'm going to be following shortly.
Okay.
But I do have a question, so if you want me to ask that or wait for Lee to finish?
Well, let's ask Lee. Lee, how far away is Gray from getting that phone?
I've got it right here.
All right. We'll keep doing on this.
Okay.
But I promise
so-
I'm not going to go away until we got everybody satisfied with their answers, or at least
All
the
right,
best I can.
you told me to go to settings.
Settings and then iTunes and App Store, actually. And once you're there, you're going to see Apple ID in blue at the top, and you're going to see his email address.
Yes, I see it.
You don't have to tell me the whole email address, but is that at what? At iCloud.com, at gmail.com?
It's at gmail.com.
Okay, so you got that note of what that is. Now, I would like you to go into Safari, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to prove that we know his password. And I'm pretty sure that you do, but we're just going to test that anyway. So open up Safari and go.
Okay, so I'm going to click out of that.
Yeah, we don't actually just go on your computer to Safari. Don't even use his phone. We just needed it to know what that email address was. So now go to Safari, go to appleid.apple.com. All right, put in his email address that ends with at gmail.com. So I'm sorry, manage your Apple ID first.
Okay.
All right, get rid of that, and you're going to put in his information. And how old is Gray? Oh, is he 7?
I'm
6?
sorry.
That's no problem.
What did you ask me?
How old is Gray? What grade?
He's 12.
Okay, all right. All right, so get him in here, And then now you're going to prove that you know his password for his Apple ID, not his Gmail email address password, which is so hard for people to understand the difference.
I know. Okay, and I know the Apple ID is. Okay.
Yeah, good. I'll be really impressed if you know this, Lee. I say this to everybody. Let's see if you're, and you can say not now is fine. All right, you got it. That's right. All right.
Yes.
Now in here there is an area for us to change his date of birth. So let's go to password and security, I believe, and you might have to prove that you're not breaking into his identity. Scroll down. There he is. Okay, March 1970. So which is not his birthday, right?
Right.
But he's 12. So the problem here is that, and so don't do anything yet. Let's just talk through this because this is complicated. And this is all really just changed within the last 8 months or so. Prior to family sharing being created by Apple, if a parent wanted a child to have an Apple ID, the parent could not create an Apple ID for the child if they were less than 14 years old, because Apple would not give an Apple ID to a child that was 14 years old or younger, or I should say younger than 14 years old. They had to be 14. Then they came out with family sharing. And when they came out with family sharing, they said, hey, your child can have their own Apple ID, but mom or dad has to create it through the family sharing control panel, which we were kind of just at a few minutes ago. So Gray is not 14 yet. So we have a crossroads here. We're in this middle area. If this is 2 years from now, we don't have to worry about this. But we're in this middle area where this was created prior to Apple really kind of turning on that switch. If we take Gray's birthday and we tell the truth about it, which I've always lied with parents prior to this, if we tell the truth about it, there is a possibility that it might not allow us to add him to the family. I just don't know the answer to that yet because this is all new territory. Let's try it. Let's try to change his date to his actual real birth date and his real year. Now, in order for him to be a member of the family, go ahead and hit save on that. His Apple ID has to be associated to your credit card. Yeah, so that's what I thought. Okay. All right, that's fine. Have to be a part of a family. See, this is all this new stuff. So that's not a big deal right now. What we're now going to do is go invite Gray to become a member of the family. So go back to control panel or the settings on the computer. That's your gears at the bottom. You can leave that window open. And we're going to go plus sign in the bottom left-hand corner. And let's add in that person.
Do I do his name or the email address?
The email address. Apple doesn't care about his name. The dog at Gmail deal.
Okay.
And it's not case sensitive. Emails aren't, but passwords are.
Shoot. Okay. Emails aren't, password, good Lord. Okay, G. Is that right? Let me see.
And the two other nice ladies here in the meeting are going to promise not to bombard him with email because they can see.
I'm not even listening, actually, so I'm still trying to figure out. Don't worry about me.
And,
okay, so Scotty, do I need to check that create an Apple ID for child?
No, he already has an Apple ID. We're just adding him into the family. All right, now you know that there are 3 numbers to the credit card that are associated to that card. It's your verification on the back. Put those in, and this doesn't expose any personal information about you here. This is not a big deal. So this is not a security risk or anything.
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
All right. Now, you need to put in the password that is his Apple ID, the one that you just used a moment ago to log into appleid.apple.com. All right. For now, don't share location. I know that sounds like, oh, I want to be, see, we can set that up through Find My Friends later. So just choose to don't share his location because I have found that checking shared location usually causes a little bit more problem. Continue on that. And this is your Apple ID password. By the way, for anybody that's just like, what is going on? I have put in a sheet. On the front page of my website, I have some links at the bottom now where I've created a sheet that helps people to organize and understand Apple ID passwords, iCloud, iTunes, email passwords. And I've tried to visualize it so it makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so right now, Gray is a member of your family. Gray is an adult as far as Apple is concerned at the moment, but it really doesn't matter. He is a member of the family right now, and he purchases as you. Now, I know this, if the school were to say anything about, oh, he's an adult, which they shouldn't because they don't even know, they have no ability to get this far because they would need to know your email and your Apple ID password to even see the members of your family. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So
Sure.
It does not matter at all whether he's an adult or a child. All right. Now, if you just and like Francis is an adult here, it's not going to matter at all. As I've said before, and this is not the easiest way in the world to do it, but this is the way they've chose to do it. And next year they'll probably, or maybe within the next 3 years, they'll figure this out. As a matter of fact, I was telling some friends of mine that work for Apple about this method. I've got it in the text messages. I'll have to pull up the text messages when I go back over to my screen, and you can see what they said in the text messaging thread.
Okay.
It's pretty funny. So you got him in the fold. What do you think, Lee?
That sounds good. Now this, I will not have the ability to approve or deny app purchases, will I?
Not
Because
unless he's a
not an
child.
adult.
Right, not unless he's a child. So if he's a child, then because he's an adult as far as Apple's concerned. Now, for you to do that, what you would need to do is, I believe, log into your own Apple ID and then control the members of the family. Because, see, you are the organizer. You are the boss.
Okay.
So if you did that, then you could bring him down to ground zero, so to speak, and take all authority away.
Okay, so I need to go to tell me that again. I need to go to my Apple ID.
Yes, to manage your family. I believe that's where you're going to do it.
Okay. Well, I don't have to do that right now, but
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as the school is concerned, I can give them their emails and then these passwords to their Apple ID.
Yeah, the school needs to know the email address and the Apple ID password.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, that sounds great. Okay, thank you, Scotty.
All right.
That's good.
Which I'm gonna say again, I don't agree with how they're setting that up because
I agree.
because that exposes that's a little, well, that exposes personal information. It's basically like saying we need a key to your house. We're not going to go into your house. We just need a key to it. You know, that's all. Because your kid's getting off the bus and what? No. All right. So that's enough on that. I'm sorry. I'm just digging it in. All right. We're going to keep moving here and let's go to Betsy. You've been so patient, Betsy. Thank you. What can I help you with tonight, Betsy?
That's okay. All right. Well, you had started my upload to iCloud. You know, I bought some memory.
Yeah, that extra space online.
For the iCloud version this week, and I also bought a new computer because, like Barbara, you know, we knew I was going to need to get one eventually. So I bought a new computer, but I have not set it up yet because when I go to Photos, I don't think it's finished uploading.
Oh, it's not. Probably it's not. It's going to take a long time. Is it okay if we jump over to look at your screen right now, Betsy?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to send a request to look, but I'm not going to control your keyboard and mouse. So when you say you've been made the presenter, you hit OK on that for us, and we're going to see your screen, and then we're going to go look at the new Photos app.
Okay.
You mean it's not through uploading? I thought they did it at the Apple Store.
No. What she's talking about, what Betsy's talking about, Barbara, is Apple has this new service called Photos. It takes the place of iPhoto, and Photos, one of the things that Photos does is it will push all of your pictures up to the internet, and it will save them at Apple's server so that then you have access to them on other devices. So if you have 25,000 pictures, or it looks like maybe 3,000 pictures in Betsy's case, those pictures take up a lot of space, and they're very large, and it takes a long time for them to upload up to the internet. So right now, Betsy's in the process of sending each picture one by one up to the internet. Now, she's not doing anything other than turning it on and hoping that it finishes. So let's see where it is in the process. Betsy, if you would go to Photos. Actually, let's minimize that Go to Meeting window behind you. So hit the yellow button on the, I think it's maybe Chrome in the background so that we can clean your screen up a little bit. The yellow button.
Well,
Okay, so you have two windows open that I'm looking at right now. You have Go to Meeting, which you have the minimized. You have Photos, and then over on the left, there you go. You were almost at it. On the left, you have a top left-hand corner, 3 gray buttons. Yes, hit the yellow button on that, and let's get that out of here. So we can just make this a lot easier to look at.
okay.
And that yellow button, and we might be a little bit behind you here. Good. Now all we're looking at is Photos. So now in the top word in the left-hand corner where it says Photos, select Photos, and scroll down to where it says Preferences. So in the top left-hand corner of the computer screen, it says the word Photos. In the very top left-hand corner of the computer screen next to the black apple. Select that, and go to Preferences.
Okay.
All right. Now you're going to see, waiting for it to show up. All right. You see that progress bar right there? And it's saying that it's in the process of. There's nothing right now that we can do to force that to go any faster. Restarting the computer will help a little bit. Restarting, are you on Time Warner cable?
Yes.
Okay. So lately, Time Warner has been doing all these wonderful upgrades to their network, but while they're doing that, they're also breaking the network a little bit. So people sometimes are just calling me saying, Scotty, my computer, the internet. Now, there's a difference between internet slow and computer slow. I think that Barbara was talking about computer slow earlier, but internet slow, even though Time Warner is pushing all these big updates out to make things so much faster. And right now, my internet connection at my house is a lot faster, but in the middle of the night, it goes super slow again because they're doing all this stuff on the infrastructure. Moral, the bottom line, what I'm trying to tell you, Betsy, is that it would not hurt to go to your Time Warner modem, unplug it, and plug it back up again. Now, I'm not talking about your router if you're using an Apple router, and I can do this for you when I see you tomorrow, I believe. But over the next couple of months until the end of October when all this is supposed to be done, it's not a bad idea for anybody on Time Warner to unplug and plug that modem back up when you're experiencing problems. Because there's a conversation going on between your Mac that you're looking at right now and iCloud. And it's saying, hey, we're pushing these pictures up. And that conversation has stopped. Something has happened where it said, we're not going to do anything else right now. So the only way we can do that is restarting the computer, turning off and on Photos again. You can try pausing and then not pausing again. You can try unplugging your modem and plugging it back up. But eventually, this will start back again.
Okay.
All right.
So then my other question is, can I go ahead and set up my new computer, or do I need to wait for this to finish?
No, go ahead. So your new computer, are you going to transfer the information from the old computer over to the new one, like through Time Machine maybe?
Yes.
All right, great. So you have a recent backup that you've done within the last day or 2 days?
Yes.
All right, great. So when you move that information over to the new computer, then the new computer takes the problem over. And this computer is not really in charge of moving those pictures up anymore. Are you going to keep this computer in your life, or are you maybe passing this down to somebody else?
No, kind of like Barbara. I'd probably pass it on, but honestly, I'm a little nervous that not all the photos are going. So I might hold on to it until I make sure I've got everything I need.
See, what's going on right now is that this computer is trying to tell Apple, I have 3,000 pictures, and I'm trying to move those 3,000 pictures up. Well, if you take your Time Machine and you move it over to the new computer, and you just close this computer and never even open it again, when you open the new computer says, I have 3,000 pictures, and I'm trying to move them up, because the new computer doesn't even know that it's a new computer at that time. It's a clone, an exact duplicate of what this is. So you could drop this in a lake And Apple's, you're not going to lose any pictures because the new computer has all the pictures
Okay.
just like this one does. It's just that now this new computer has that conversation. All right.
Okay.
I know that's a little complicated.
So, and then when I paid for Apple or iCloud storage,
Yeah.
that $3.99, was that a monthly fee that we
Yes.
then added?
Yes, $3.99 a month for
Okay.
200 gigs of storage. And once your pictures are all up there, then they will fall. Thumbnails of those pictures will land on your other devices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Um,
I hate to ever tell people to spend money because I'm the most frugal person in the world. My wife would tell you, come on, every once in a while you got to spend some money, because
Right.
I like buy my clothes at Goodwill. But this is money well spent because it's not only a way to sync all of your pictures across your devices, it's also yet another backup that happens to be off-site of all of your pictures.
Okay. And then the final question before I open up that new computer, I think you told me to get like 500 something of memory. I don't know if it was gigabytes.
We were maybe talking about the type of computer you were going to buy, and we were talking about the hard drive
Right.
you would put into it, right?
I guess
I
so.
bet
So
that's
I bought the MacBook Pro, the one that had the 512 something or other.
yeah.
Did I get the right
Yeah,
one?
yeah, I think you did. Let's check real quick. Close those windows. Hit that iCloud button. We don't need to see that anymore. Close photos. We're not going to need to see that anymore either. And
Okay.
then I'm going to tell you to go to the right-hand side of your computer, and you're going to see the little picture of the hard drive that says Macintosh HD. Click that one time, and
Where is that again?
it's at the right side, the right top part of your computer. It says Macintosh HD. It's a picture of a hard drive in the top right-hand part of your computer, and it says Macintosh HD.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Uh-huh.
Select
Okay.
that once, and now on your computer keyboard, go Command I, and that's going to get information about that. We didn't need to double click it, so you can close that window. We don't need that. There we go. So now. Yeah, so you see that this computer has a 500 gig drive, and the reason I know that is because the word capacity in that description has 499. So that's a 500 gig drive, of which you've only used 200 gigs. So if you had bought the MacBook that had 256 gig hard drive, you'd have pretty much filled that thing up right when you move the data over. But because you've bought a 500 gig, you're in the clear and you're still good to go. So our math is good on that.
Okay.
Well
Just
done.
want to double check.
Yep.
Okay.
You're welcome to hang out. I'll come back around to you if we need. I'm going to go back to Barbara now, and we're going to talk about that crazy email issue that's going on. Barbara, are you still with us?
Yes, but I cannot figure out the password for Barbara. Well, I can't for the ad, whatever you called it.
Well, I tell you this: don't worry about it so much because you've lived without it for so long that you've not needed it. It sounds like the only thing that you'll need, I would need it if I were messing around with your computer. So if you have me in the future out there, I can reset it for you. It's not the kind of process that I could talk you through over this computer. But basically,
I'll set up an appointment this week.
and don't set an appointment up just for that. Make sure you have some other things as well.
Well, I want to talk about a new computer.
Okay.
I do. I want to talk, but I also really do want to get Barbara H. Walker Designs straightened out, or get that popping up if we can.
All right. I would like you to open up your email program for us, the stamp at the bottom, and I'm going to have you drive, and I'll describe what I want you to do.
You want me to go to my email?
You're going to open your email up.
Okay.
And now, once your email is open, I'd like you to go to the word mail at the top left-hand corner of the screen and select preferences.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I'd like you to, so you've got Barbara Walker Designs, Barbara H. Walker Designs at gmail.com. I'd like you to click on the
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I took that off. I'm sorry. Just a minute.
No problem. Go back to Mail and Preferences.
Okay.
Now, I'd like you to select, in the left-hand column, you see that you have two Google emails, right? A Gmail and then another Gmail. Select that second Gmail right below it. I want to see what email address that is. Okay, that's something completely different. So now that we know that, your barbarahwalkerdesigns@gmail.com, that is your email address that you're talking about. I have a question for you. Where is it that you're seeing this problem? Is it on your phone or is it on your computer that you're seeing some sort of message pop up?
On my phone and on my iPad.
Okay.
It has stopped going on. It stopped doing it on my computer, but it's on the other ones now.
Okay. So I wonder, would this be true? Do you think in the last month or so you may have changed your email password to barbarahwalkerdesign@gmail.com?
No.
All right. How confident are you that you know your email password?
I do know it.
All right. Well, you're going to prove it to us in front of everybody. So go
Oh,
to...
now wait a minute. Let me get my cheat sheet here.
That's fine. Cheat all you want. Cheating is totally fine with me.
Wait a minute, just a second.
In the world of NASCAR, they say if you're not cheating, you're not trying. So the same with passwords. If you're not cheating, you don't know your password.
Yeah, I have it. Okay. Where do you want me to put it?
Open up Safari.
Okay, let's see. Do you want me? Can I get out of mail or no? You want still that one up too, huh? Okay.
Yeah, open it. You
just
can leave that one open. That's fine.
Okay. See how slow it is?
It's all right.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
All right. So now you're going to go to www.gmail.com. And you might be logged in, but we're going to log you out, and you're going to prove that you know your password.
So you want me to put in www?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're going to go to that website. So go to gmail.com.
Okay. Well, it didn't do it.
Yeah, and you don't really have to put the www. I just stress that to make it sound like an email. I mean, a website. All right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now go to gmail.com, which is the link. You searched for it. Now I'd like you to click on that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, now you might already be logged in, but we're going to log you out. Yeah, so you're logged in as a completely different email address right now. So we're going to log you out of that email address. This doesn't have anything to do with us. So in the top right-hand corner of the screen, and your GoToMeeting control panel might be hiding this right now. So I need you to minimize your GoToMeeting control panel. There's a GoToMeeting control panel on the right-hand side of your screen, and at the top of it, there are three. There you did. Great. Okay, so now you see the little blue circle with a person on the window in the top right-hand area? It's a blue.
Yep.
Yeah, click on that and sign out.
Sign out?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to need to see your phone in a minute again.
All right,
Okay.
now you're going to sign in, and you're going to prove that you know your password. So you see that second one? Click it. Now, if it autofills, good. We don't want that. Delete that because, no, don't sign in yet. Delete it, and now you're going to prove to the entire world that you know this password, although we won't be able to see the characters.
Okay.
All right. You do not. You have failed this test.
I have it written down.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right. That didn't work, but that's okay.
You know what? I changed it a while back because the other one scratched out. Let me put the other one in.
What did I say? I said, have you changed your password? Nobody listens to me. Nobody ever listens. Put it.
Well,
put
I
in
didn't
your-
know until
put in what
I
you
looked
think it
at
is
the
one more
paper.
time. And if you don't get it right this time, I'm going to hack your computer and get it for you.
Well,
you can
how
say,
do I
you
get
can
this
say
off
not
the
now
screen?
on that. You can hit not now at the top. See where it's asking you to save it? So say not now. All right. Put it in again.
Okay.
I'll tell you, and I say this to about everybody. About 85% of my day is not.
It won't
people
take
not-
that either.
All right, that's okay. Is people not knowing their passwords. So you're gonna hack your own computer. Oh, gosh, Barbara, we actually can't because you don't know that master password.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me just
Give
say
it another
not
try.
now.
I have
I'm
faith
gonna
in
give
you. I have some clients that I work with that are so bad at their passwords, they tell me that they want me to save their passwords for them. So I save them in my address book, and then I see them. I think you did it. That's it.
I changed one letter.
You got it. That's all you needed. So now that you know that, that's the magical key. Now you can close this. We don't even need this anymore. But Barbara, the next time that thing pops up on your iPhone or your iPad, what it's doing is it's asking for the new password that you just remembered. Because when you changed that password a week ago or a month ago or something, We all think
Right.
when we change a password that our devices automatically, magically know them, but that's the whole point of changing a password, is so that your other devices don't know them. So that if I steal your phone and I run away with it, or I steal your iPad and you go change your password, it doesn't automatically land on your device, because that way I could just continue to look at your stuff. So
Okay.
when
I
that
got it. I got it. I can do that.
yeah. So just
Now,
remember that. Write that down. And here's another big helpful hint. Whenever I change a password, I always make a note of when I changed it. Last changed January 24th. Last changed April the 8th. That kind of thing. And I'm going to show
I
you.
don't know how I did it, but I will in the future. Okay, now I'm going to photos for just a minute
Okay.
so you can explain to me what I've done. I have done an album for a retreat on Alaska, and I was able to show it, but I'm scared to death to push the button export because I don't know what it means. Does that mean it takes the whole album out, or what does it mean? And also, if I want to add another picture to that album, how do I do it? It says in progress, it says project,
Okay.
but I don't know how to maneuver it.
All right. I'm going to explain that in just a second. Is everybody seeing my screen here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
If
Do
you
I
go,
need to put
yeah,
your
I'm going to come
screen?
back to that in just a second, Barbara. But on the front page of my website, or you can just go to the, if you go to the front page of my website and you scroll down to the bottom, it says down here, too many passwords. Use my template to organize them, and you can click there, and it takes you to this little area to download things. And I have the password sheet that I've created in different formats. Some people just need a PDF file of it, but if you click that, you can print this page out. And what this page is just a real simple way to help clarify all these passwords, like what your email address is, and then your password, what your iTunes ID is, in other words, what you purchase as, versus your iCloud, because some people have different ones. So just that those 2 or 3 categories make your life so much more simple. So you can do that at some point. We're going to jump back over to Barbara's screen now. I wanted to kind of throw that commercial in.
Let me see if I can.
And
Oh my
now,
goodness.
you're going to see a request to look at your screen again, Barbara?
Yeah, but I got to get down here to it. I'm on, oh, okay, I want to get to what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm going to get to that. And now you want me to show my screen. Okay. Okay.
All right, so when you export, what you're really doing is when you hit export, it's going to ask you a question. Well, how would you like to export this? Would you like to export this as a movie file, which normally you're not going to do? Would you like to export this as a PDF file that a person might print out so that they can look at all the different slides, that kind of thing? So while we're here on this, you are looking at a slideshow of pictures. So
It has music to it.
yeah, okay. So it's going to, since this is a moving thing, what you've done, Barbara, is you've taken still photos and I just made a new word up. You've made a movie out of them, which happens to be
Right.
6 minutes long. So it's not just something I can click through. It's something I'm going to sit down and watch, like the great
Right.
Ken Burns did, and you might even be using that effect. So you're going to turn this into a movie. So when you hit export, it's asking you, okay, we're going to export this as a video, because no longer are they actually pictures. Now they're video that just happen to have pictures in them. So if you hit export, let's look at all the different choices that you have. So go ahead and hit export.
Okay, but wait a minute. I've got a question.
Okay.
Do the pictures that I put in here still remain in the,
Yes.
they don't go away?
No.
I can use them in another way.
Absolutely. Right. This
Okay.
is just a
So
little...
now what do you,
Go ahead.
okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I just want to know what you finished.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you wanted to export, let me ask you this, Barbara. After you're done with your slideshow, I'm assuming you want to share this with people, right?
Yeah, I want to share it with a couple of people. One person that went with us, an uncle, and he'd like to see it. But
Right.
and also the leader of a study that I do
All right.
would
So-
like to have a copy of
So
it.
here's my opinion on this. There's a wrong way to share this, and there's a right way to share it. The right way, though,
Okay.
people are scared of, and change is hard. But the wrong way to do it is to export it as a movie, which is going to be huge, and then drop it in an email and send it to them. Because if you email somebody a video, chances are you're going to go over their email limit. See, email
Right.
has a limit of space, 20 megs, not really much. And oftentimes the person on the other end has even less than that. Now Google and Apple, they have larger, but there's a less hard way to do it, another way to do it where you could export the movie as a video, and then you could put it into Dropbox and send someone a link to Dropbox. But a lot of people are still a little they get a little bit confused about that. Here's the way I would do it. I would export it to YouTube. Now, first time I know what everybody says when I say the word YouTube. Oh, I'm scared, and the world's going to see all my stuff. You can publish, you can make it private if you want. I have clients who've they've gone through childbirth, and the family has recorded it, and they've posted the childbirth on YouTube, but they make the video private, and then they invite people. Now, most likely what you're doing, some people might be interested in seeing it. So there might be some people that happen onto it if you make it public, but it's so easy to do. So you export the video, and when you export it, it may even ask you, do you just want to put it up to YouTube? Now, Barbara, you already have a YouTube account, whether you realize it or not. You have thejourney@gmail.com has its YouTube account because Google owns Gmail and Google owns YouTube. So if you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube account.
Okay.
So you could publish it as barbarawalkerdesigns@gmail.com. You could publish it as the journey person @gmail.com. So when you hit export, if it asks you if you'd like to upload it to YouTube, you could choose that, and then it's going to say, well, who are you? And you'd put in, I'm Barbara H. Walker Designs @gmail.com, and here's my password. And then it would upload it. Let me show you real quick what that's going to look like. Because what I'm doing right now.
I'm sorry.
So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm jumping around. Never mind. I want to listen to you.
Because what happens then is you start creating a library of your videos. So I'm waiting. Tell me when you can see my screen.
I do.
Okay. So I obviously upload these town halls, but I'm a musician. I upload videos of me playing. I work on an old car that I like to upload videos to. So my channel, if anybody wanted to go to it, would be youtube.com/Sells Consulting. That's pretty easy. Yours would be youtube.com/Barbara H. Walker Designs. So if you do that, you go to my page, and on my page, if I wanted to upload a video, there's a little upload button. It is so easy to do it. So I like sailboats, so you're going to see, let me go to my videos here. You're going to see all my videos that I upload. And then there's a little upload button right up here. So these are a bunch of town halls. These are some videos I have of working on my car. But if you hit upload, you could just drag that video right onto the YouTube page. You could do it that way, or you could use Apple's built-in uploader in Photos. So when you go to export, if it says export to YouTube, you don't even have to do this part. You could just Photos, or the iPhoto program would do it for you.
Okay, now, so yours, can anybody go to that?
Yep.
And you don't care?
I don't care. You want to watch some videos of me working on my car? Go right ahead. You want to watch some videos of me trying to start this car I'm working on? Go right ahead. Here's all my YouTube videos. All my town hall videos. Look, I bought a pair of cymbals last year sometime that when they were shipped to me, like music instruments, when they were shipped to me, they had a problem. There was something wrong with them. So I took my video camera, I recorded it, and then I posted it, and then I sent a link to the guy that I needed to do the business with. He looked at it and he goes, oh yeah, I see there's a problem. We'll send you the new pair. Now I didn't email it to him. That's the thing, because
I get it about the email. Yeah. I got it. Thank you. That's real helpful. Yeah. Now, the only other question I have about this video is if I wanted to add a picture or delete it to finalize it. I mean, it was final for this presentation. But if I wanted to do it just a little bit differently, how do I go about doing that? Do I click on it, and then can I just, it's under projects right now. So how do I do that? So how do I get in there to add another one, or how do I get to the whole field of photos to drop it in, maybe say between 6 and 7?
Let's go back to look at this, and then we're going to get on to our other people here. So
yeah, because I'm good.
All right, so let's jump back over to you, Barbara. I'm going to send a request back to look at your screen again in just a second. So be made the presenter. Agree to that if you would, please.
I did.
Okay, so right now you've got this let's see. All right, you're looking at the preview of this right now. Let's go up to the very top. If you scroll on the left-hand side of photos, you see a column of all these different albums that you have, and that's on the left-hand column. Haiti and Thanksgiving. And I would like you to move over and yes, scroll to the very top. All right, click photos, and from here you're going to see every picture in your life.
Oh, that's right.
You're
Okay.
going to find that picture that you're interested in and drag that picture into the project, which is at the bottom.
I can do it.
Then from there, you're going to have a pool of that's going to have added to that one pool, and then you can use it whatever way you want.
Okay, so how do you get it? You said, oh, well, right now it's just a preview. Well, that's because it's in projects, right?
Yeah, it is a project that you're working on, and now you're ready to preview that project. But you see the arrow that points to the left in the top left-hand area of the screen?
Yes.
It points to the left. It's in the top left-hand area of your screen, and it's right next to the red.
Yeah.
Green. Yeah. Click that, and that might take you back to the editing area. Let's see if it does. No, that's taking you back to that. So click on the God project. Yeah, select that, and let's see. What we want to get back to is the editing area. Over here on the right-hand side, you see the little music and timer, and then there's the top one. Yeah, click that, and let's see what happens there. All right.
That just doesn't use it and stuff.
Oh, well, there it is right there. You see the plus sign at the bottom?
Plus sign at the bottom.
Bottom right-hand corner. Yeah, click that. Okay, and you're going to add a picture. So this is actually easier than what I was going to tell you to do. You choose
where are the photos?
Well, you have to choose to add photos, and then it's going to bring a window up that gives you the ability to select the pictures that you have in your life. So hit that Add Photos button.
Oh gosh, I'm taking too much time.
That's okay. Select that Add Photos. You have to actually hit Add Photos. Yeah.
Okay.
And now you're going to see a window that pops up, and you can choose. Okay. Right. All right, I'm going to let you go from there, Barbara. You're going to keep swimming on your own on that.
I got it.
All right, and we're going to jump back over. And I apologize. I'm not sure who was next in line. Lee, I believe it was you.
Sure. All right. Is that okay?
Yep.
If I'm next. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. My next problem, Scotty, is I keep getting these messages on my iPhone, saying that my storage is almost full.
Yes.
And I know it has something to do with all the thousands of pictures I have, but I can't figure out I don't know how to do that. How to get them off so I have more space.
All right. So this is actually a great question to ask because everybody has this message, and I believe that Betsy's probably already dealt with this in the past. So you're going to follow me as I work on my phone that you should be able to see on your screen. Can you see it on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. So go to Settings. We're going to take a little inventory here of what's going on in your phone. So just give me a moment. Go to iCloud. There are two types of storage. There is iCloud storage. There's iCloud storage, which is in the server, and then there is phone storage, which is how much did I buy when I bought my phone. One of those you can change. One of them you cannot. So are you in the iCloud area on your phone now?
Yes.
Okay. You see where it says storage? Mine is 151 gigs available. What does yours say?
16.
Okay, that's in the cloud. So select storage and tell me where it says total storage.
It says 20. Okay. 20 for total storage.
So you haven't taken the step yet, and I'm not saying this is the answer to the question. I'm just painting the picture of both of these issues. You haven't yet taken the step that Betsy's taken, and that is to buy or rent more space from Apple, which will eventually house all of your pictures up on the internet. But most likely, this is not your problem. Most likely, it's the amount of storage space that you have on your phone. So let's prove that to ourselves. Go backwards and go back to General. You see General?
Wait. Okay. Yeah, General.
Go to About.
Okay.
Now, you'll see a capacity and available. What do you have available?
0.
That's our problem. All right, so you see on mine, I have 11 gigs capacity. We round that up to 16. This is a 16 gig phone. And then I have 2.9 available to me. Now, I have to be on a data diet all the time as far as how much stuff I can contain. So look up at the top here. I have no songs and I have no videos and I only have 26 photos. How is that possible that I can live with this but still run my life off of this? That's possible because I don't have any pictures on my phone. I'm using what Betsy's using or is going to use once her process finishes uploading, and that is I'm using iCloud to store my pictures. I don't have to store any pictures on this device. I have all my pictures on this device. Let me back up. I should say I have access to all these pictures on my device, but I don't actually have the pictures on my device. So what you've got to do is look up at that list. What is the largest number? Songs, videos, photos for you? Survey says what?
Photos.
All right, and what's the number?
3,000.
3,000. So
2,300.
yeah, and so that's taking up all the space. So here's your assignment. Your assignment is to take this phone, plug it into your computer, open up either iPhoto or Photos, depending on which version of the program, whether you've gone to Yosemite or not. And when that program opens, it's going to ask you a question. Would you like to delete all of these pictures off of your phone? And you're going to say, yes, I need to delete all these pictures off of my phone because I'm carrying around 3,000 copies. Let me show you something. I'm going to go back on my phone, watch my phone. I'm going to go to iCloud, and I'm going to go to Photos and look at what I've got. I've got my iCloud photo library turned on, but over here I have Optimize. I'm not downloading and keeping the originals. There's no reason for me to keep the originals. I only want the thumbnails. I only want access to these pictures. So therefore, I can carry around 75,000 thumbnails versus 3,000 originals because the originals take up all the space. So your goal here, Lee, is to get all the originals off of your phone and eventually maybe move to the iCloud photo library. But then again, like what Betsy says, that costs money. So if you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can still live the way we used to live, meaning like prior to 2 months ago. Take off the 3,000 and replace it with maybe the 300 that you like to carry around with you.
Okay.
But you got to get these pictures off. And when it says delete off of the phone or remove from the device, you need to say, yes, I need to do that.
Okay, so I go to iCloud Photo Library. Or I go to iPhoto. That's on my computer.
Right. So before you do anything, open up, if you're still in 10.9, open up iPhoto, plug the phone up. iPhoto will say, hey, would you like us to import these pictures? And you'll say yes. And then it's going to say, would you like us to remove the pictures off of the phone? And instead of saying no, say yes. As a matter of fact, there's like a blue button and a white button. And the blue button says, you probably want to keep these pictures on your phone. That's not the one you want to click. You want to click the white button that says delete the pictures off of your phone. And that's going to free up that space. So your problem is you got no space on your phone. You can't download an app. You can't even add a contact, basically. You got nothing. So you've got to get something off of it. Pictures is the first thing to go.
Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you.
Does she have enough space in iCloud without storage? If she hasn't bought any?
She's not moved. First, she's still in 10.9, so she doesn't even know what Photos is yet, most likely. So she's not even gotten to this point where she can upload those. She's about one operating system behind Betsy right now, behind you, Betsy. So she hasn't made that big move to upgrade her machine yet. This new service doesn't happen until she's in 10.10.4 or 10.10.3 and has gotten to Photos. So none of that, she doesn't even have that yet. I have a lot of people that...
I want to understand that, though. But, I mean, are you talking about the operating system of the phone or the computer?
The computer. That's a good question. The computer...
Do I have that?
Betsy, I believe...
No, Barbara.
Oh, I'm sorry, Barbara. I believe you do have that. Well, and I can answer it like this. Yeah, you do because...
For iPad, I bought extra storage. I've got plenty of storage. But I've got 13,000 pictures on my phone on the 6.
Yeah, and you might be using iCloud Photo Library. A lot of people are, and they don't even realize that they are. Apple loves to charge us, and we not really even know what we're paying for. And up until 2 months ago or 3 months ago now, when Apple released this, there was, in my opinion, really no reason to buy more space online. But probably what Lee did and what a lot of people did most likely is that she fell for Apple's little marketing scheme. Oh, you're running out of iCloud storage space, buy more space. And so Lee bought 20 gigs of space. But now that we're talking about moving all your pictures to the internet, you're going to need more than 20 gigs. You're going to need 200, which is what Betsy has purchased and what I've purchased. And so it's a very hard thing to understand at first. Basically, there are two types of storage. The storage on the internet and then the storage that you have on your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to find out how much storage you have in iCloud, you have to do it through the computer, not or can you do it through the phone?
Either one. You can do it through the phone by doing this. You go into your settings, go to iCloud, you see storage, and it tells you right there. And then if you select storage, it'll tell you how much you have and how much is available. If you'd rather do it through the computer, you open up system. I know I'm going a little bit fast, but remember I do record this, and some people go back, so you can always pause and come back. And Betsy, I hadn't forgotten about you. We're going to make one more run over to you.
Oh, it's okay.
System preferences, iCloud. You can do it this way too, under your computer. System preferences, iCloud, and then you select, after we get there, it takes a second.
27.
This is part of my slower computer here. And then down here, it'll tell you the amount of space that you have, but that's available right there. So notice that on my phone, I have 151 available, and in iCloud here, I've got 151 available. These two things are the same space, the same thing. I've got to move to Betsy. Betsy, I appreciate your patience. What is your next question? Thank you so much.
It's not a big question, and we can probably talk about it tomorrow, but let me just throw it out. My husband has a Nano, the little music playing thing.
Yeah.
And he wants to update it, and he doesn't have a computer to do that through.
Okay.
So can he do that through my computer?
Yeah. Yeah, he can do it through your computer, and your computer will update that Nano. It should leave the music alone. Whatever music's on, it's going to stay there, and it will just push the update out to it. The only problem could possibly be that if there wasn't enough space for the update, then the Nano would say, hey, we don't have enough space, but we can do that tomorrow too.
Okay. Well, that's the only other thing I had.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm going to get out of here. I know we went over time, and I appreciate your patience. We had that problem initially in the beginning, but your feedback was very helpful today. I'll try to clear this up and make it easier. Betsy, I'll see you tomorrow sometime, and I will see the rest of you down the road. Oh, I wanted to show you this real quick, Lee. I'm going to pull those. Can you see my phone?
Uh-huh.
Gosh, let me see if I can find this real quick. Actually, let me move this out of here. There's a lot of profanity in this little group here, so let me move this out of the way. Oh, I've already lost it again. I was going to show you. Oh gosh, it's worth it, just so you can see what these actual Apple people said when I was talking to them about this. Let me see. Gosh, give me just a moment because it's worth it. Oh, here it is, right here. Oh gosh, right here. Okay, so. Forgive the profanity, but this was a conversation that I was having with some people that work at Apple about how that school's organizing this and kind of having them do it this way. And so this is my friend here. He said, I had said something like, yeah, they want to give usernames and passwords to each person in the school. And he said that, and he said, they're opening up the floodgates. And I said, yep. And he said, I'd be looking for another school for my kids to go to. So I thought that was kind of funny. Although that's a good school, which is, they've got some learning to do in this process, but they'll figure it all out eventually.
Yeah, I agree. It's crazy. And I've tried to talk to people at the school, and we talk in circles.
Yeah,
so
what they don't realize right now is the effect that a child creating their own Apple ID is going to have on the family 5 years from now, 3 years from now, because your child has somethingdog@gmail.com, and 3 years from now, and I have so many that are Bunny Rabbit 43 and Myers Park is awesome @gmail.com or whatever, and Skater Girl 46. They're not going to use those. Very soon, they're going to forget all about those things. And that Apple ID cannot be forgotten about. They're stuck with it for the rest of their life, or at least the content that they access they're stuck with for the rest of their lives. So it's better to continue to live off of the families. until they move on. I don't know. Anyway, don't get me started. I got to get out of here.
Right.
My wife's going to kill me. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you guys again real soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Scotty.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right, bye.
Thank you.